So today is August the 18th, 2022. Uh, Blizzard released their Diablo 4 quarterly update for August. And I think it's overall pretty good. Uh, but we'll get into it as we read. Hello and welcome to our third Diablo 4 quarterly update of 2022. It will be the third. We hope you enjoyed last quarter's dive into the playstyle of our final launch class, the Necromancer. I don't even recall that we went over that one, but
They
I do
they
remember that it
released
got announced.
they released that one at the Xbox convention announcement thing, and it was literally just them literally just putting what they showed in the trailer into words, and it was useless.
Sounds like a great quarterly update. That blog and our previous updates can be read here. It's a hyperlink. You can't actually see it and or click on it, but you can try and
I'm
click on my
clicking.
words.
I clicked on
Uh,
your words. Hello.
well, unfortunately, you're off of the August page then, but I'm going to continue reading August. Today, we'll be talking about some of what's coming to Diablo 4 after the game ships. This is often referred to as a live service, and we have ambitious plans here. Our associate game director for live service, Joseph Piapiora, I apologize uh, for butchering your name, and our director of product, Keegan Clark, are here to talk details. Everything we describe is in addition to delivering the complete Diablo 4 experience, the rich end-game features you expect at launch, and regular expansions that continue the story. Many of you enjoyed the seasons in Diablo 2 Resurrected and Diablo 3, and have asked for more extensive season support. Oh boy, have we. We agree one of the most fun ways to play Diablo is through seasons, so we're making the first one available soon after launch and building a dedicated team to bring you up to 4 seasons a year, each with major new features, quest lines, enemies, legendary items, and more.
Pog tent is what they could have put there.
Yeah, well, I don't know if in my official company announcement I would describe what I am bringing to my player as Pog Tent. But
I would be more excited if they said Pog 10.
okay, I'll write that one down. Noted, noted, noted.
Noted.
Pog tent. There. I'm gonna spoil it. There's a line in there that I absolutely loved from them later on. There's a fucking two sentences that just like actually, even though they literally could not mean them at all, were amazing words to hear from a developer. Okay, continue.
Okay, well, that's some foreshadowing. I'll say before we get into the thick of it here that I have been on record, at least on stream, of having praised the seasonal structure. I think it provides a really good onboarding point for new and returning players. I think that it generates a lot of hype for your game, and I think that it's a really good model. However, I think that there can be an issue of launching into it too early and also coming out with seasons uh, when people are still like in the base game, which is I guess coming out with seasons too early. And so
Well, it could be like
the
Wilson was doing it right though, or had the right idea of where the first season is the base game. You just don't come out with anything for 3 months. Except for Wilson, kind of just forgot that and realized their game was
Total
bad.
War.
Yeah, but that's how it should be done though. I think is like the base game's the first couple months, maybe 5 months to start it out, 3 to 5 months while people get used to your game. But then you got to start pumping out the content pretty quick because again, you're a new game and you're competing with games that have hundreds of hours of content.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably the best strategy to have your first season planned, but wait until hype dies down to actually launch it and then get into full, you know, pump out season mode instead of having a set plan of when you're going to launch the season after launch. See how well the base game does at keeping players. But that might be what they're intending to do. Let's get into the more of the stuff here. Diablo 4's seasons are modeled after those of Diablo 3, but actually Path of Exile, they didn't put that in the post though. When a new season begins, all the characters from the prior season are moved to the Eternal Realm, where you can keep playing, leveling up, and collecting loot. To play in the new season, you'll create a fresh character and experience the new seasonal features and content while leveling up alongside other players.
Oh boy, it's the campaign again.
True. This, along with capping Paragon points in Diablo 4, ensures that your effort and skill, measured both by dexterity and theory crafting, determine how powerful your character becomes. It also allows players who missed the last season to participate. This season design requires that all sources of character power come from playing the game, so you will not be able to pay for power in Diablo 4.
It's fucking that line right there.
Everyone clapped.
Yeah, that's
and they all clapped.
Yeah, and the whole fucking community fucking gave them a hug. Holy shit!
Except that you can apparently get like a couple days early access, like you can with Lost Ark.
Hmm? Oh, but that won't matter because the launch of the game won't be a season. Yeah, the first one won't be a season.
Now, if it's every season, you can start a few days earlier. That's bad, but whatever.
Every game has early access for the early access now, so
yeah, this just makes a much smoother launch experience.
Makes them so much money.
I will also say that from a writing perspective, the last 3 sentences that I have read all began with a pronoun, this, it, and this, and that's generally frowned upon. And is I would have probably tightened up my sentence structure here, Joe Shelley, but we're not here to critique that. You can read about our monetization philosophy below, along with details on how the cosmetic shop and optional season pass support and enhance seasons. We hope you enjoy this update and look forward to your thoughts and reactions. Later this year, we'll be testing our endgame systems. We'll also be testing features that enable players who have completed the game's campaign to flag it as completed for new characters they create and allow characters on the Eternal Realm to contribute to seasonal progress. Finally, stay tuned for a winter blog. We're almost to the end of this. I'll pause for comments soon. We're grateful to have you with us on this journey. Thank you for playing the games we make. Joe Shelley, Game Director, Diablo 4. Go ahead, Randall. I am woed.
Whoa. You're saying...
Well, I'm not. Joe
Well,
is.
Joe said... Or Joe
Shelley.
Blizzard has said...
Blizzard is saying that if I've completed the campaign once, I can just skip it?
That does appear to be what it sounds like.
Imagine actually having a fucking fun experience for somebody starting a new season. Holy shit.
It sounds like, I mean, they said that the seasons will be modeled after Diablo 3. It sounds like there's going to be an adventure mode system.
Yeah.
And that after you complete the campaign once, you're done with that on your account forever. Until you get banned for exploiting.
Sure. But
But it seems like every season you won't have to redo the campaign.
I feel like if you just, like in PoE terms, if you just started in maps and they were just like tuned down and they just like scaled up with you and you just like started progressing your atlas instantly, like even though you started at low level, I feel like that'd be fine.
Yes, but like they already do this in Diablo with the adventures, so
yeah.
Like you can open a Nephilim Rift at level 1.
Yeah, it just works. It just works better that way, I think. But
yeah,
that's a good line to hear. We're not even at the really pog line yet either.
Yeah, but so far big dub with this season. Well, moderately sized dub with the no pay for power, and you don't have to do the campaign a whole bunch. Racking up dubs here. All right, now we're in the portion titled Seasons. Hello, heroes of Sanctuary. My name is Joe.
Another Joe.
Joe Piora. I apologize. The Associate Game Director responsible for game systems and our live service. Today, I finally get to talk about our high-level plans for Diablo 4 seasonal content updates. We are in the exciting position of delivering the high-quality quarter releases Diablo 4 deserves. As our game director, Joe Shelley, noted earlier, we are pursuing a seasonal reset structure for our live game. Diablo is a game about choice and possibility. I'd also say it's about loot and power, but those also are good words. We
For
feel it
sure.
is at its best when you can. Sorry, we feel it is at its best when you get a clean slate to start from in a season. Picking a class, customizing your build, and chasing down items that support it along the way. This affords us several advantages, and chief among them is that we can really shake the box of Diablo 4 with each season, creating unique experiences with each of our quarterly releases. Uh, a lot of these are good words. They're words that I would agree with, but uh, no no concrete stuff yet. We'll
Yeah,
see how it plays out.
this is not to be negative because, well, actually, but it's. I have heard this a lot from Blizzard, especially with WoW, and I've heard
Yeah,
similar
should probably
stories
learn. I fucking
of grandeur,
I
and then
blasted the boss right there. The reason I pugged the fuck out wasn't because of what you were reading. It's because I everything in my rotation crit, and I saw 36 million, 44 million, 37 million, and then like 225 millions, all in like one frame of numbers. I like pretty sure I just took half of Argos' health away with one fucking combo. That's pretty fun.
He's blasting. I agree, Randall. We've heard these honeyed words before. These promises, they sound full of promise, and yet they can ring hollow if not followed up upon. And that'll be what's important. But got a few more paragraphs to read here.
okay,
We, th- we think it is important that players see that the game is changing in meaningful ways. Each season will be released with a fresh new gameplay feature and questline that introduces new challenges, mysteries, and possibilities into the level up experience.
This is where they
This is something
this is where it becomes like PoE.
this is something players should begin to experience before the end of their first hour of play. One of the benefits of our seasonal direction is that it enables fun new ways to play throughout your character's progression. Each season's new questline will reveal more of the world of Sanctuary and your character's place in it. Here we get an opportunity to introduce new characters or revisit old ones while exploring the lore and content of the season. I'm not so sure on this one. I think it can sometimes be a little bit restricting to have to integrate a seasonal theme throughout the entire leveling process.
I think it's
But
more of just nice words to say that it's going to be there early on and you're not going to have to wait for it. It's not going to be like a
yeah,
pause champ, wait till end game. I also like the way they word it and the fact like it's going to allow them to just continue. Like that's one benefit to continually adding not all of the story. Like basically what it sounds like is the game's going to launch with a couple acts, but not everything, and that most of that's going to come through the seasonal release content, which I think is a way better way to do it than expansions. It's basically expansions like PoE does, but it's just at a smaller scale, and it allows for the game to just be constantly adapting. And like maybe the whole when you open up the map, it'll show all of Sanctuary, but you can only go to 80% of it, or like say even 50% of it to start. And slowly it'll give people like that wonder of like what's over the mountain, right? What's past this portal, stuff like that. And those can be
I
season
mean,
themes. I like
they
lore.
have.
I'm a lore slash. I'm a nerd, so I want that. I like that feeling of like leaving things a little bit like mystery.
I agree, you are a nerd. Uh,
yeah,
However, I
fucking nerd.
disagree that they're going to introduce new acts throughout the seasons. I think it's going to be more side story or like character focused stuff and not act focused because they do
Okay,
still plan on releasing expansions.
I have a question. Do you think that they will create entire zones that they'll just disappear after a season?
I think there'll be instances that will disappear after a season. Yeah,
I don't know. I think that
Like
it's
you just travel to the the Cow Island, and that's just
yeah
like
only for cow season, and then next
yeah,
season they have uh
moose.
yeah Moose Land, and we go
Yeah,
to Moose Land, and then the next season we visit the afterlife, and no one really liked that season. Uh,
yeah. Bring us
and
back
then
to
after
Miss.
that we go and we fly on dragons. Yeah,
mm.
I
Yeah.
think that it does sound like they don't intend for every seasonal theme to become part of the base game,
Yeah.
but more so that there is a piece of the game that will be slotted in with the new seasonal theme every time. That's worrying to me because having a game essentially be incomplete and then supplementing it through buoying it up with the season theme does sound very potential for the game to
It's
just not be good for a season.
it sounds like though that the things they're trying to buoy up is basically like the lore and like maybe you'll like in one of the villages, right? You'll subjugate one of those villages or whatever that we know is going to be a thing, and there'll be some characters in it that we don't really get to figure out who they are or why we're helping them, and then that's a season theme is their like
Uh,
tribe or
I
whatever.
disagree that it's just going to be the lore because it states that
Oh yeah,
they're
yeah,
going to be integrated into the leveling up experience.
yeah.
oh,
Like,
question. Do I mean I don't know if they've stated that. Like, what is happening with like seasonal legendaries or like
They
things
haven't
like
give us
that?
they
Like,
haven't told us anything about items in a long time.
I see. So we don't know if they're like
We haven't heard
if
about
they're
items
just
in like 2 years.
so you could so there's a chance that you just there are items that exist and then they just don't exist
Yeah, that's normal in the game. That's
ever
fine.
again.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
yeah, I don't think that's the worst thing.
I
I
think
think
that's a
that's
good. I think
okay.
that's good.
My
Experiment.
only problem with that is that if they feel the need to, I'll take PoE for example. If my favorite item, Victorio's chest, was so like it's a aura chest.
Uh huh.
Should
If
have
they
just said
felt
Hate
the need
Forge.
to,
That's a better item.
sure, or Hate Forge. No, I think
Because
aura
Hate Forge
chest.
actually disappeared.
No, yeah, no, but this puts it my point more succinctly is that if they felt the need to replace Victorio's the aura chest next season with another aura chest, and then next season with another aura chest, and then next season with another aura chest, I think that it can put you into a corner and like force you into just basically rehashing the same stuff over and over again in slightly different ways, and that I think they need to be willing to. This season we have an aura chest. Next season you don't get to play aura bot because it's like defining unique that or item that it had for this season is gone, and they need to be willing to say if they want their items to be like interesting and also ethereal and not be their next league, they can't replace it with like a just a simulacrum of
Oh yeah.
what it was in the
Also,
previous season.
until they show us some items, and also until we experience it, it's kind of one of those things
Yeah,
where it's just
it's
fancy words.
right.
I don't
And
think
we
it's
don't know. We don't even know if they're going to be removing items going from league to league. But
yeah.
I think it's certainly possible because it sounds like they're going to be
It just depends on
like
whether mechanic.
cycling content from league to league.
Yeah, it just depends on whether that content includes items, right? They might not be adding new items every league, or it might be only now and then. Like again, we just don't know exactly what the game's going to launch with at all.
Yeah, and we're also not entirely sure that they're going to be cycling out seasons. They might integrate them into the
Yeah, seasons
eternal
might just
continuum.
again. I think the biggest thing to take away from the paragraphs you read so far is that they're willing to adapt. They sound like they're willing. They sound like they know they need to adapt and be
To me,
constantly.
it sounds like they're still a little bit too vague on what their idea is going to be. But
It sounds like they're very sure that they need to be a active live service game, and you can't just a
yeah,
box like. It sounds like what they're leaning towards is that they really the game sounds like it should be free to play, but it's not going to be because it's Blizzard.
of course,
Yeah, it's
you
a
can make
$60 game with
dollar
a
bill.
But again, if it's $60 game means it actually has the good when Blizzard was good development put behind it, that's fine. Like if it's actually a AAA product, it can be live service and have microtransactions, and that means the game should just be better.
true. If I'm paying $60 and I'm having to pay a subscription fee, like with WoW, but I guess
It gives you stuff to
you pay the
Twix,
$60
nice. Yeah.
a lot less. Yeah, you pay $60.
Also,
I don't know.
most of the they like again, he hasn't even got to it yet. Keep reading.
Okay.
Sure.
You can keep
Diablo
reading.
4 is a vast game. We want to ensure that we are keeping existing content and features in a place where they remain fun and challenging to participate in. To that end, we will always be evaluating the state of the game to regularly revitalize older stomping grounds. One clear example here is looking at the relative balance between classes, builds, and powers. Diablo is a game that is about creating exciting, overpowered builds. And
Stop.
while we don't,
Stop. Stop. That's the line. That's the fucking line. Now
I
keep
like
going.
that line.
Keep going.
and
Keep
while we don't
reading.
want to balance the fun out of the experience,
Oh,
we
keep
don't want
going.
to create situations in which imprecise
Keep going.
tuning squash creativity. We
Ugh.
will also be constantly adding new legendary and unique items, paragon boards, glyphs, and more that will continually refresh the meta and create new build
Holy
opportunities.
shit, it's like they fucking know. It's like they know.
I feel like Egg's
Lost.
monitor is a bit too
It's a bit sticky.
Yeah.
yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Those are the kind of words though that you want to hear. Those are the
Yeah,
good
that's
true.
words. Those are the words that they haven't said in their game in so long. Like,
I mean, if you read here though, we don't want to create situations in which imprecise tuning squash creativity.
yeah. They don't want something
It
so
means every
overpowered
word.
there's no meta.
Yeah,
There's no
exactly.
but they also are okay with things being overpowered because they just admitted that's the point of the game. That's the point
Right,
of an
but it doesn't.
RPG.
But hearing that they're okay with things being overpowered doesn't mean that they're never going to
Doesn't mean they're
not
okay.
nerf
That
things
second line makes me think that they don't want things to be bugged.
and don't want things
Yeah.
to be so far out of balance that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, this does show that they're willing to nerf things. I think, and that. I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
It's just
but-
a wording that they have not used in a long time in their games.
yeah,
And most developers, especially PoE, fucking say the opposite of.
true.
Yeah, that is the antithesis of what Chris's vision is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
I think this idea of keeping existing content and features in a place where they remain fun and challenging to participate in is also really good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
the
good thing
pog
for
line.
me, because that means that they're gonna go through the effort of like updating old bosses and not just like as the power creep happens, which is inevitable. The old content will be updated on the contents end, hopefully, and not
Yeah.
get into this perpetual arms race of we want the players to be powerful but also not too powerful because then it invalidates our old outdated ass content. It sounds like they're willing to actually update their old content, which is
I've heard Final Fantasy apparently does that pretty well, like the MMO
yeah.
does that pretty well. Where it's very much evergreen content.
Well, it's because you
Because it
can't
has
overgear
normalized
it.
stuff. Also, the problem with Final Fantasy is that their classes are very restricted. You have
Yeah, I've
a
also heard that.
lot fewer choices in Final Fantasy than you would in WoW, than you would in, I would hope, in Diablo 4.
I have
But-
also heard that, yeah.
I'm
But
not
that
playing. I'm
allows
not
them
playing
to-
PoE Arma, by the way.
It allows, like, having these more simplified classes allows them to keep things in balance more, but I would argue that they lose something along the way. But, I mean, we know almost nothing about the balance of Diablo 4 because I'm pretty sure Blizzard knows almost nothing about the balance of Diablo 4 right now. But this outlook, I think, is
I mean,
good.
they've already stated it's already been revealed that a bunch of people actually played like an alpha version of the game. So like they know what the game is supposed to play like. The reviews were apparently pretty good. People liked it, so
So far, everything that this Joe Piora fella has been saying, I like his words. He's had some good words.
Yeah.
I don't know that any of the actions will be able to be followed through on those words, but the words so far seem pretty good. Alright, we're moving on to our next topic, improving the game. With each season, we'll be looking into ways to simply improve the player experience. As a live product, we intend to hold Diablo 4 to an exceedingly high standard. We are here to build a live game that we can be proud of, and the best way to do that is by engaging our players directly. Based on feedback that we receive, the team will identify quality of life features and polish work that can be done to improve the overall game experience and invite the community to vote upon their priority. While we cannot always flip a switch to tackle something immediately, you can rest assured that we will be active in improving the quality of the game experience for years to come. I mean, this is a big we'll see. The words
Yeah,
are cool or whatever, but we've heard we're
I've heard that
listening
before
a
from
lot.
many developer.
So, hearing we're listening again, and we're gonna have to see some
Well,
actions before I. Pull
We
on
we
that
hear
one.
we're listening, but then you don't hear that where they're going to listen to. Oh no, I'm dead.
Yeah. Also, like I like even in games that like games where they have like a commute, like a smaller team that like votes on stuff is oh, sorry.
It's good words to hear. It's good words to hear from a Blizzard team. They're usually
Yeah,
very on their high horse. These guys seem pretty humbled by their position, at least, or at least they're willing to say it in a post.
Yeah.
For now, we'll see.
The difficulty though with like taking feedback is that it often different groups of people want different things. Some people really don't like busing. Some people think that busing is vital to the economy of the game.
And yeah,
Some
thank you
people
for
are correct.
gifting. Thank you for gifting Armor the sub, by the way.
Uh, which team are you on, Persnickety?
Busing is vital to the economy of the game.
Yeah, I definitely prefer games where I can do carries.
It's literally also just like it's not like
The
people don't
correct
get.
opinion,
It's
I
also
agree.
it's also not like it's also just in a sense like that. Like people get carried through stuff in the real world. It's like, and it services are kind of
In the
fundamental.
real world, it's a good argument, but sure.
Services are kind of like a fundamental thing that we offer each other.
People would argue that video games are an escape from the real world and that emulating every aspect of real life would be disadvantageous, so I wouldn't exactly reach for that argument, but
This one's advantageous.
I think they're vital to the game being able to maintain a player base, so like that's pretty important. But we're getting distracted. We're moving on to their next header, live events. We get to attend a Fortnite concert in Diablo 4.
Fortnite,
Pog.
that chest.
We love Fortnite. We love Fortnite.
We love Fortnite. We love Fortnite.
Like live events in Fortnite are like concerts and stuff, but I assume that's not what they're going to be talking about. Sanctuary, or maybe it will be. Who knows? Maybe
Counter
Marshmallow
it,
is
worm.
going to show up in Diablo 4 and just start scratching some tables.
Yep. Very
Sanctuary is a living world filled with people, creatures, and factions striving to meet their own ends. Attentive players should be on the lookout for new live events that will crop up each season. An example of a live event might be the warning of an impending invasion of the drowned, which may last a weekend, or the arrival of a strange peddler amidst the crags of the dry steppes. These events provide gateways to new adventurers and unique rewards. I mean, I don't know how hype I am on timed events. Like Lost Ark has a lot of timed events, and I don't think it's one of the game's strengths.
They're very pog. I like them. I don't do a lot of them, but I think they're very pog. I think there are a lot of people who do like them.
I think timed events that are like over a weekend, pog. Shit that's like you just have to like log in on a certain hour, not pog.
Most Lost Ark events are over a whole day. It's like I think a day, a weekend's fine.
What?
A day or 2 days.
What do you mean? Tuki? Like Tuki is an example of a live event.
Yeah, Tuki happens
available for
every day.
Yeah. And it's available for like 3 minutes before it goes away.
And then it's back again in an hour and a half.
Yeah, but if you're not logged in for that specific 3-minute window, you miss out. You're not able to access the content.
You can access the content every hour and a half.
No, it should perma be up. You should just be able
or like field bosses or gates.
Field bosses are up every hour for the whole day.
Yeah, when they're up for their window that they're up in. But if you don't play that day, then you don't get access to that stuff. And I feel like that's a detriment to Lost Ark. I feel like as like little bonus things and it's okay in Lost Ark because they aren't like the crux of everything. And like as little bonus things, they're fine. But I don't think like uh even by the end of my time in Lost Ark, I stopped doing the chaos gates because like you can't put meaningful rewards behind something that is going to have that limited amount of access.
But they're still just a good thing to have. Like, people enjoy them.
Is it good to just? I mean, I guess as content filler. I don't know.
It just fills your world with stuff.
So you, okay? Our world, okay. Our world quest is good. Like WoW world quest.
Yeah.
WoW world quests happen all the time. You just show up and you kill.
No, there were bosses that had a respawn timer.
Are there?
Yep. There were world quests in Legion. There were world
Legion.
quests in Legion to have to kill a boss, and the boss only spawned on the hour. And if it died, it didn't spawn until the next hour. Literally world bosses from Lost Ark, and those were amazing. People love that shit.
I don't recall that being the case. I recall all of my world quests in WoW being I went to a marker on the map.
Now there were world quests that were different rarity.
Everything in the area, and then
there were world quests that were different rarities. There was ones
on
that
to the next marker.
there were ones of like uncommon rarity, rare, and then like the purple bubbles that always had like the elite dragon symbol around it. Those would be like kill the world boss, and it was you got one reward a day, and it spawned every hour. I remember having to wait sometimes like 10-15 minutes for the spawn because I would want to get in a group.
I would fact check you that they spawned every hour.
At least had a respawn timer, and it wasn't like 5 minutes. Might have been every 15 minutes.
I think it was about 5 minutes.
World bosses on about every 15 minutes.
Sure. And regardless if WoW did it or not, I still think that's.
How are you going to kill world boss if players don't need to show up at a certain time? I mean,
you just queue into it.
Yeah, you have a large enough player base that
That's like saying, how are you going to kill Argos? Or how are you going to do any raid? You just queue into it.
I don't know. I think that their idea of having events that are timed for like a weekend or stuff like that, or even for a day, is fine. I think again, I like that stuff, so. I think it might just be a matter of personal opinion there. I think having some of everything. I think having some of everything is good, though.
I just think that
I don't think having every event be timed is good, but I think having some events be timed and limited. And
every event be timed would be omega green. But the idea of Lost Ark is that there's all these different lockouts for your like daily stuff. So it fits more easily that they have activities that are timed and like you do them and then are done with them, because that's basically everything is you do them and are done with them. But in Diablo, which granted we don't know what Diablo 4's endgame is going to look like, but if you took Diablo 3 for instance, if there was a timed event and it wasn't better than so in Diablo 3 there are two scenarios. One is there is a timed two scenarios where timed events are in the game. One is that the timed event is better than farming XP, and the other is that the timed event is worse than farming XP. If the timed event is worse than farming XP, you're just going to plug another key and you're going to continue to blast rats. You're never stopping to do the event unless the event is better, and then you would have omega complaints that I wasn't able to get on and do the event because I don't play at that time. Why do other people get to get this POG event that is better, the best XP you can possibly get, just because they were on at that time? And so you're almost forced to make it be less rewarding, and then if it's less rewarding, you're just not going to do it.
Also just hard to judge any of that because we have no context for rewards yet, so.
Yeah, and we have no context for how repeatable endgame content is in Diablo 4. So it's possible, it fits within the paradigm of the other sources of endgame content in Diablo 4. but I think that it's. I don't know. I don't think it's the greatest content. I don't think it's really good content. I think it's bad content, personally. But it's fine. I'm sure they know what they're doing. Opium. The season journey. Alongside our major season releases, we see the return of the season journey. Players are pushed to explore Sanctuary anew, earning limited time rewards with each chapter of the season journey that is completed. Completing the season journey is quite a feat, with the final step demanding the character overcome an extremely difficult encounter with an especially deadly foe. With future season journeys, we are regularly adding pinnacle level difficult challenges for players to complete, proving their worth and earning unique cosmetic rewards besides.
It's challenges from PoE. They want to follow that same sort of system.
Yeah, but with a requirement at the end that you do a big thing. Because
That's
theoretically you could
that's
do,
the thing in PoE.
not necessarily.
The last
Like,
couple
you could
ones have
just
been you
do
had
the
to.
easy.
The last couple ones, if you wanted 40 out of 40 challenges, you had to. Like if you always wanted 40 out of 40, you always have to fight the new pinnacle guy. At least
Yeah,
in
but if you just wanted 36 out of 36, this is where the rewards stop.
no, the rewards don't stop. That's what they stopped 3 leagues ago. Now there's rewards all the way up till 40.
I never do the challenge.
Yeah.
I think that if it's cosmetic stuff, like, that's a lot easier to balance. I honestly wouldn't be opposed to them having a power reward behind this. The only problem with having a power reward behind the end of your season journey is that you're going to feel obligated to get it as early as you can in order to utilize that power to do harder stuff for longer. So keeping it cosmetic is probably the better option, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a
I think
actual
the boss
power
itself
reward
can
behind
get.
it.
I think the boss can drop the power reward. The reward doesn't come from clearing it though, right?
Sure. I guess my question is, do I have access to this challenging pinnacle dude outside of the season journey, or is it only within the season journey that I gain access to the pinnacle man?
Yeah, we don't know the content of the game, so
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. Well, I would say that I would prefer it not be restricted to the season journey. Maybe your season journey applies some sort of modifier to him that makes him extra challenging, and that's how you get your cosmetic from him. But I would, yeah, I guess thinking on it, it probably doesn't make sense to put character power behind the end of your season journey, because then you're going to feel required to, like in PoE with your map stuff, you feel required to get all of your map points on as soon as you can, because that's character power, essentially character power. Like Diablo 3, the season journey is free for all players. Completing season journey objectives also grants progress towards the season pass, a new feature with a battle pass style progression that advances alongside the season journey, enabling players to earn even more rewards just by playing. The season pass has both free rewards, cosmetics, premium currency, and gameplay boosts, and paid rewards, cosmetics and premium currency only.
I cried out with joy.
Maybe. I mean, I've spoken at length about how I think season passes are inherently predatory because they lock your rewards that you have ostensibly earned behind a paywall, because that's like
The whole point.
The predatory, yeah, that's the predatory nature of it. Is that you earn these things, just pay me and I'll give them to you. Is like, did I really earn them then? No, I only earn them once I pay. And like, if I pay, then I don't. If I pay and then I'm not able to complete all of the seasonal journey, that kind of feels lame. Of like, I paid to get this thing and then I didn't get this thing. So like, I don't know. I feel like seasonal passes they're accepted and are like a thing that people seem to like, but I personally don't like them. But I guess I do accept them. So,
In this case, I like this one. It's fine. It's fine this way.
and having only cosmetic rewards behind your payment is good.
Also, it said it
Like
offers
that's
premium currency in the free version, which I think is a good thing to do.
yeah. Again, we don't know the balance, right? So
We don't know the
like,
balance, but again, I still think that's pretty good. Even a like it just depends. Hopefully, it's enough to buy something with. But even if it's not, it means if you do two of them, you're still it's there whether you're paying or not, right? So you play the game, you happen to like the game, you play it for 2 season passes through the free version, and you happen to be able to buy a new skin. I guess that's cool for you. Better than not giving you any free
it's
currency.
kind of strange that the premium currency from the is also rewarded through the paid tier. Because like I could see it with the balance being if you complete everything on the season journey, then you get enough premium currency to buy the paid tiers. But like that, I don't imagine will be the way it's balanced for one, and for two, getting more premium currency after you get the paid tiers. Like if it is the case where you complete your free to play tier and then you buy the paid tier, you're just gonna have more currency lying around from the paid tier.
That you can then
Seems a
use to
little
buy the next one
strange.
right away, right? The Fortnite
Yeah, but
style.
like, oh, Fortnite doesn't do that anymore. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, they did it, and it
Because
was
like,
why they exploded. And it was really convenient for the first couple.
yeah, but it's a little strange. But I mean, I'm sure it's. We haven't seen any of the numbers. We haven't seen the context of what the premium currency can buy outside of that. Gameplay boost is interesting to add in the season pass. Like, I don't know. Again, we're gonna have to see how it's balanced, but it doesn't seem like that's necessarily the best place for it.
It seems like it's just for like it'll probably be something that they'll anticipate that you unlock because they stated after that you can't get it by paying. You have to actually like play through it. I assume it's going to be something like they're not going to expect you to have like 10 characters in a season because leveling might take a good chunk of time or something. So it's for like an
Yeah,
alt character to level it up quicker, which I think is just that's fine. That's cool if you want to give that to somebody. By the time they progress their first character long enough, they might want to try second character. Like,
yeah. Like
let
if the gameplay boost was you immediately can apply like a power pass style
yeah,
thing, where
your guy's just level 50. You just create your character and use level 50 or whatever level 70, whatever max level is. It just sends them through the stuff. That way you can have an alt character. I think that's a great addition to the free pass, especially if they time it to where it comes along right when you would be getting it. Maybe you'd be getting bored of your first character. So
that's going to be very difficult to time. But yeah,
it
I
would
agree. That
probably
would be
just come when
optimal.
you hit max level, honestly, on your first character.
Yeah,
But that's fine again,
yeah,
right? Like that's some
yeah. We
people
don't have
might
any concretes about what gameplay boost means, but like power passes would be pretty cool. Yeah.
gameplay boost to me just sounds like a power pass.
Yeah, but
Go on
like
your
if it's
artillery
item that
swarm.
you, it could also be something like an item that you use and then it increases your XP gained for an hour or
Yeah,
something, and so you can like more effectively farm in the season. Like I think that would be personally, I think that would be bad because then you run into the consumable problem of do I use this now? Should I use it later? And you can get paralyzed by that decision really easily as like a casual player. I mean, Lost Ark has this problem a lot where you just have these chests that pile up and pile up and pile up, and then I guess eventually you unlock them, but like you never know what the super optimal time is.
hmm
Like, should I save my XP for my XP boost for when I'm, about to blast rats, and then you pop it, and then your friend's internet goes out, and now you've wasted
I
your
think that you're
XP boost.
overthinking it. I think it's literally I think for items like that, it's just a bonus, especially if it doesn't take forever to
Uh,
get to.
well,
I think they're a good thing. I
the
don't
thing,
think
okay,
that
they're a
they
good thing if they are in constant supply and you can just kind of and you don't feel it like it's something that is of limited value. Because if
Yeah,
it's
like
limited, then you
I mean
then
it
you
is a
would go,
limited
okay,
value. They did state you're only
okay,
going to
then
get a couple of
thank you,
in
season.
because then
in
you're
so
literally
like
going to be
in
sitting there.
D3, let's say you get a XP boost for an hour, and you unlock this at Paragon 100, and you unlock another one at Paragon 500, but that's it. That's all you get for the entire season. When are you using those?
I don't know.
Like that.
Like
That's on. Like that's.
I mean,
You should-
okay.
actually,
Here's
wait,
another
hang on. Let me think about
scenario.
it for 10 seconds. I would just use them right when I get them.
Sure.
Okay, no. Now here's another case, Egg. You get these XP bonuses, but the EXP bonus scales with your Paragon levels. When do you use it?
I'm still just gonna probably use it right away because I just play the game enough. I don't care.
Right. Okay, that's probably true. Your thought process is,
And that's
if I just use them now, I can
Built
try and
more
snowball.
differently.
and that's what it will come down to for most people. It'll just be a benefit, and they'll just use it, and they won't complain.
No. People
People
it is
will
a common
complain.
thing.
People will complain, but I mean, you're just
No, but, like,
you're
that is-
overthinking the system a bit too
that
much.
is a lot of people, though. A lot of people overthink consumables to the point where you just say,
Yeah, that's why it sounds like that consumable is only going to be used on a character that's leveling, not
Yeah,
at the end
I
game.
mean, that's
we
fine.
don't know that.
That's good.
Yeah, that would be fine, and like a power pass would be fine. But I think like if they make a gameplay boost, which is you gain more XP for an hour, and it applies to Paragon, I think that would be not a recipe for disaster, but I don't think it would be as good. Because like you would also have it to where like said the scenario where I use it and then we get 15 minutes into our XP blast session and then somebody's goldfish needs to go for a walk or my internet crashes because that's known to happen, although not on the new internet.
Yeah.
Is there
Again,
new internet?
that's just right for me, and for almost any of us who would be in that party. We wouldn't care. We just play the game enough anyway. It's a little bit of a loss, but we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, that's because we play over 16 hours a day. For that could ruin someone's season very easily, and then like maybe push them off of the game entirely. But we don't know that that's what the boost entails.
I think for the overwhelming majority, people would just would not have anything go wrong when they were using it in the first place.
Maybe,
Sure.
but like for the people that did, I could see it being an easy like, oh, I ruined my season. I'll come back next time, and then they just don't come back next time because they're not actively engaged with
Also,
the game.
okay, here's another thing: is what if now another scenario is, let's say that you use it as soon as you get it, but then a week later people find out that there's a better use for, like, a better EXP juice for it.
Yeah.
Then people feel really bad about that as well, because they're like, we're debating if they should
I
have used
just
it or
use
not.
my juice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know what this
game.
game. Yeah, we don't know what this gameplay boosts entails. It's a little bit lacking of specifics, as with many things in the quarterly update. A little bit lacking of specifics, but the words are fine. I just think that there's a potential for that to be bad, but I'm sure they'll do it great. I'm sure they'll stick the landing. Our next header, Season Pass. It sounds like we were just talking about Season Pass, but I can guarantee you we're on to a new header. Hey everyone, I'm Keegan Clark, Director of Product for Diablo 4, here to talk about our approach to live service monetization in Diablo 4. As we've discussed previously, Diablo 4 will be a full price game with a cosmetic shop and Season Pass, none of which provide any pay for power options. Our goal in designing our end game purchases is that we want to create beautiful things which add value to players' experience of the game. The scale of Diablo 4 seasons is much more ambitious than what we've done in the past on Diablo 3, with a large development team dedicated to the seasons after launch. They've doubled it. There's at
From
least
1 to 2?
There's at least two dudes on this.
Yeah, people were memeing the army of developers thing.
Diablo 4 will be supported by an army of developers for years to come.
Or until the game starts losing money.
Well, tough.
I mean, Army of the Dead summons at least 5 skeletons. We've got at least 5 guys.
True.
5 dudes.
Okay, what if we simulacrum it as well? And fuck it. We got buttons.
Alright. with all the exciting plans we have for seasons, we want them to be enjoyed by everyone, regardless of whether they buy anything from the shop.
Huzzah.
It's a bit KW, but we really care about the enjoyment of those that buy things from the shop.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
but hang on, they
no,
all
no, no, I think
they
it's
mean that a little bit because you did have to pay to even play the game. So
That's
there,
a good point.
yeah. Also, I
And
think
you'll have to pay for expansions.
I also think that they
he's not
want
accepting.
other players to look at it and go, "Ooh,
Worm,
I think that's cool," and
True.
then
worm.
enjoy it, and then also turn around and buy it. But
Mr. Muncher? I'm grateful for the opportunity to finally share more with the community about our live service model. Seasons will add all new gameplay, quests, challenges, meta changes, and quality of life improvements. The Season Pass recognizes players' dedication, with greater rewards unlocking as you play more throughout the season. There will be a single track of rewards with free tiers that are unlocked just by playing the game and leveling, and premium tiers, which provide no in game power or advantage over other players. The free tiers of the pass will provide gameplay boosts to all characters, things which make the journey of leveling up a fresh seasonal character faster and more streamlined. In contrast, the premium tier rewards are focused on aesthetics, providing a huge value in the form of cosmetics and premium currency. Many of the rewards embody the seasonal theme, helping players show off their participation in that season. This does talk more about the gameplay boosts and does seem to lean into it being a level alt character faster.
Yep. That's
all right,
why.
very
That's
good.
why I said it sounded like that.
Oh, that's because you read ahead, cheater.
Why didn't you just say that you read ahead then?
I did say that before we started. I've read the whole thing
Why didn't you
already.
Why didn't you say that more recently?
Yeah.
I'll repeat it every 5 minutes now on loop.
Thank you.
You realize they've repeated the
will
same.
help
The start of every header is basically been the same sentence.
Yeah, kind of.
But I mean, I think they're just trying to reiterate that like they're not going to make the immortal mistake that they
Yeah, that
made.
does seem to be one of their primary concerns.
I mean, it should be justly concerning.
Let's talk more about what players can expect. The Season Pass has free tiers and premium tiers. Throughout the pass, players can earn a variety of rewards for free just by playing. I guarantee I'm not reading sentences over again. These are new sentences.
Oh wait,
At
what?
any point during the season, players can purchase the premium pass to unlock the ability to earn premium rewards containing seasonally themed cosmetics and premium currency. The season pass, again, I guarantee I'm reading new sentences, brand new sentences for you here. The season pass awards cosmetics. Like the shop, these don't affect gameplay. Additionally, certain cosmetic types are exclusive to the season pass. The season pass awards premium currency. Again, all new sentences, brand new. Players can spend this currency on cosmetics offered in the shop. The season pass awards free season boosts. Boosts accelerate players' progress for the duration of the season. For example, a season boost might accelerate XP earned to make leveling multiple characters within a season faster. Because they affect gameplay, season boosts are free rewards for all players. We want to be clear that players can't unlock season boosts more quickly through purchases. There's
I mean,
no way to unlock more boosts or boosts at a faster pace by spending money. Are they clear? I want
dude,
everyone to know.
people want that clarity. People,
I agree, but like, can I just swipe my credit card and perhaps get some more character power?
the guy with the one
Please,
guy who
sir.
spent 100,000 on immortal. Where do I put my credit card though? The credit card? Hello?
Credit card hole? Oh, I'm swiping it in my CD drive. It's not working.
I'm only getting cosmetic enjoyment and not actual power. Where are the noobs I'm supposed to shit on?
Players can purchase tiers, but they won't speed up getting season boosts. Players can't upgrade season boosts just by purchasing tiers, because they'll also have to earn level milestones to apply them. All other tier rewards can be unlocked instantly by purchasing tiers. In other words, there's no way to shortcut getting boosts, guys. We promise you the boosts. No money ever. Boosts and money, they're separate. They're not. They're never the two shall meet. The boosts, they exist, but not for money. The money, not the boosts. I think. Are we all on the same page?
I mean, it was very
I'm
unclear.
all confused.
It was very unclear in Diablo Immortal what exactly buying the pass got you, but it was just XP, and people hated that. So, again, it's a little memey that they just repeat the line, but I think it's definitely something that people want to know that they're aware that they had a problem. So
The season journey accelerates season pass progression. While any playstyle can progress through the season pass, min-maxers can focus on season journey objectives to advance more quickly. But not through paying, guys. We want the paying, not faster.
the paying bad. No paying.
Well, I didn't say that. They didn't say that.
Paying to get power equal bad is what they're saying.
Equals not here.
Equals not
They didn't
here.
even say it was bad. They just said it's not here.
If by the way, Diablo Immortal has a new update. If you want to go check that one out.
The shop. Well, the way we approached designing the shop and the cosmetics within was by thinking about the experience we want players to have. You swipe and give us money. That's the experience we want. We want to look over to our stacks of cash and notice that they are large.
They also want players to they could be a nice developer, want players to look cool.
We want buying things to feel good before,
There you go.
during, and after purchase. So, if
No
players
Gamba?
choose to buy something,
Gamba.
it should be because they want to, not because they feel like they have.
Holy shit! Modern,
It should
fucking
also
novel
be-
concept. My god.
It should also be clear to players exactly what they are getting before they choose
Holy
to
shit!
buy.
Wait, I can't just loot box.
Gamba!
Wait, it's not. I don't get to just see.
They're saying that they're saying there's no loot boxes. That's what that line means.
Well, they
Yeah,
did
I
say,
know.
hold up. They said with no unpleasant surprises. So what if they only put good stuff into my Gamba boxes? Then I won't be disappointed when I don't get what I want. The shop's I think it's pretty clear from here that there's no Gamba,
Yeah.
which is good, I guess. The shop's cosmetics, built on top of the foundation of a huge variety of transmons. All of them look like shit, but there's a large variety of shit.
No,
For weapons and armors, players will find in-game.
yeah, they said that
Yeah.
yeah, keep going.
Yeah, the cosmetics built on top of the foundation of the weapons and armors we get in-game. The huge variety of shit. It's also important to us that the shop is grounded within Diablo's world, so our cosmetics
Won't
are
be bikinis.
holistic fantasies, the individual components of which can be mixed and matched with transmogs from armors acquired in-game for endless customization options. No Makoko men. with
No
their
bikinis.
thick thighs.
No booba barbarian.
No
No
school
Okay.
teacher outfit.
Okay, but do I have my Horadric hamburger?
Good question. That is within the lore.
Right.
Yeah, you probably get your hamburger.
Okay.
I like their
Let's
next
talk
line.
Okay with
more.
this then.
Let's talk more about what players can expect. You can't buy power with money. That's the next line.
Yeah.
The shop sells cosmetics for premium currency. Cosmetics give players even more options to customize the visual appearance of their characters. Nothing offered in the shop grants a direct or indirect gameplay advantage. So while many of these may look like powerful pieces of gear, they have no in-game stats. Some of these do look like powerful pieces of gear. The shop is optional. Players can experience all core and seasonal gameplay features without spending money. Our goal is for players to enjoy going to the shop, buy something when it catches their fancy, and walk away happy with what they bought. Although there is 800% value on the Necromancer skin. Buy now.
Yeah.
The shop is transparent. It's important that players know exactly what to expect before making a purchase. We've built preview functionality that enables players to closely examine every detail of the cosmetic
God, a
on their
fucking
own
novel
character
concept.
before deciding to make a purchase.
Holy shit.
All of these are just dub after dub. However, did I mention that you can't buy character power in Diablo 4?
Yeah. all of the
That's
things
kinda
they're
a big
saying,
L, but
all
okay.
it's just good to hear all the things they're saying. They're literally dubs for gamers, free to play
Which is weird.
gamers. Well,
August update stays winning. The
Yeah.
best looking cosmetics aren't exclusive to the shop. That's debatable, but maybe. Diablo 4 will ship with hundreds of transmogs, unlockable from drops in game, including dozens of armor sets of the highest visual quality. There are incredible pieces, unique and legendary quality items for players to find without ever going to the shop.
I think
The
that's a
shop
good.
offers more diversity of choice, not systematically better choices.
I like the idea though, like that they're gonna. A lot of the armor in the game will look like it
Yeah,
belongs
we'll
in a
see
shop
how well
set.
they-
Yeah, I like the
we'll see
idea.
how well
It's
they
good.
hold to that.
Diablo is definitely a game that can have some really dope looking armor. Diablo 3 definitely
Yeah.
a letdown in that regard.
And I think that it's it is certainly, I wouldn't say easy at launch, but much more possible at launch to have parity between cosmetics in the shop versus cosmetics in the game. But the concern is that as we go forward, what's going to receive more development? The cosmetics that give them money or the cosmetics that don't give them money?
Mm-hmm.
Like, WoW didn't start off with.
But you gotta think Diablo 4's at least got the consistent, it's going to be a game that has a box price and expansions are cost money, so they've got money coming in from other spots.
Yeah, so did WoW.
So did WoW, yeah.
Yeah.
And yet the quality of the paid mounts in WoW is far surpasses the in-game mounts.
And I thought people were complaining that lately they were pretty shit because they were just reskins of the old ones.
I don't know. I feel like
I remember like when Articuno came out, like
Yeah,
everyone
so
was like,
the
"Oh,
issue-
we get 3 boars, and yet
yeah, the issue
you can pay to
that-
get Articuno."
is that there are some there are unique models to paid mounts that and that's cringe, but like a lot of the times a lot of their newer mounts are like pretty good. I mean, their quality is fine. Their aesthetics are sometimes weird, but you know, what are you gonna do when you got a fucking weird ass tentacle man, as your boss?
Have him cradle you lovingly within his tentacles.
Bring me back to Nazoth,
You never left.
please.
He won. You've been in his dream the whole time.
Dude, if they did that, I'd be, you know what? Yeah, good job. Just retcon all of Shadowlands. It never happened.
Armor transmogs in the shop are usable on all characters of that class. Many
Actually-
of the cosmetics in the shop are class-specific fantasies, which wouldn't necessarily make sense visually on other classes. Once you unlock a cosmetic from the shop for a given class, you can use it on every character of that class on your account. There are special cosmetics exclusive to the Season Pass, which celebrate the theme of the season and look similar across all classes.
This also brings up the thought though of that you might for some reason need to make 2 necromancers a season, or if you wanted to. I don't know, but they just state that you can use it across multiple of the same class. So like it's bound to class, not to roster. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, it is bound to roster.
But you can only equip it on a class.
I have a feeling this transmog is going to be more like Diablo or WoW transmog, and less like Lost Ark transmog.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be actual items. I think you're going to go to a closet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
It's just going to have your list of. Like,
Lost
you'll
Ark's
have your-
Lost Ark's also going to that, by the way.
Sure, but like I think you're going to go to your closet. It's going to have my dope ass Necromancer helm.
Yeah, but it'll be like PoEs where if you click on it, if your dope ass Necromancer 1 is wearing the helm, it'll take it off of him to put it on dope ass Necromancer 2. Which brings up the question.
I don't think that's correct.
That's what they said right there.
Is that what they said right there? I don't think that's what they
That's
said.
it.
Reread it? Let me listen.
Many of the cosmetics in the shop are class-specific fantasies, which wouldn't necessarily make sense visually on other classes. Once you unlock a cosmetic from the shop for a given class, you can use it on every character of that class on your account.
Yep, multiple.
There are special-
Yeah, they would. Yeah, that means that there might be a reason why you would have 2 Necromancers on the same season on the same account.
When I unlock a cloak in WoW, I can have the same cloak on literally every one of my characters.
They said
no,
they
it's
said
just like-
class right there.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, that's fine. You
When I
might want
unlock
that.
the warrior shoulders, I can have them on every warrior on my account.
No. I understand that. What I'm saying is, why would you need to have 2 necromancers in a season? Because in Diablo
No, I'm
3,
saying next season. To me, this says next season you'll be able to have your cosmetics immediately on your next character. If I play a Necromancer in Season 1 and I unlock Necromancer cosmetics, when I make Necromancer in Season 2, I will have those cosmetics. That's what that reads to me.
I
Yeah,
get.
I don't know. I feel like you might.
You know, I guess
you
I'm
wanna
thinking
have
about
different
why would yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like you would just want different specs, which was why I was wondering, is it hard to switch specs in Diablo 4? But also, they have been repeating themselves a lot, so maybe they just felt like they needed to make that clear that it would stick between seasons.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like that should just be like, why would your money just disappear? But I guess maybe
That's what that reads to me. Is that
yeah, they're probably just being overly cautious with making sure you know your money doesn't disappear. But to me, that was bringing up the gameplay implementation of, oh, there might be a reason why I can't have everything on one character, which
Yeah,
could
and
also be true.
I think it also speaks to non-season players.
more muncher?
Oh,
Yeah.
true, non-season as well. Yeah,
That's what I've been
okay.
thinking this whole time.
Oh,
But you
okay.
guys don't play non-season.
Okay, yeah, it could
Yeah,
also
I've
be
never
for there
played
for
that.
that.
I've
Season
never played that
people.
version of the game.
It could also
Anyway.
it could also be there for
It's
that.
alerting.
Good point. Good point. Could also be there for that.
The most important guiding principle behind the shop and season pass is to create something players love, look forward to, and appreciate being part of the game.
Please give us your money.
Papega credit.
Papega credit.
Cosmetics in Diablo 4 create new ways for players to express themselves and never provide advantages in game.
Please
I
give us.
swear,
Please
these are new
give.
sentences.
Please give us your money. Holy shit.
Players will experience all the fun of seasons, whether they spend anything or not. We, Jesus Christ, we intend to continue our dialogue with players about the shop and season pass, and will always listen and seek out the community's feedback about it. It is our sincerest belief that we can work together with the community to keep Diablo 4 a living, evolving world for many years to come, even without power from the shop. Thank you for reading. We'll be sharing more soon. Did we mention that you can't buy character power from the shop? Jesus. They really.
I mean, each time you read it,
I sympathize.
yeah.
That they need that word, but like, or that sentiment, but I don't know that they quite hammered it home. I think they hammered it like beneath the foundation.
It's under your skin now.
There might be.
Maybe they're trying a new strategy. Maybe if they just keep saying it, people will be like, "Holy shit! Just give me paid power." Stop talking.
Maybe when they put it in later, they'll be like, "No, but we said we weren't going to." About 50 times in our quarterly update. Closing thoughts.
You
Wrapping
won't
up
be
this
able to
quarterly
buy
update
player
block.
power
We
in the
want
shop.
players to take comfort in that Diablo 4 will continue to evolve its offerings post launch and will not offer character power for money. The introduction of new seasons alongside live events and a returning seasonal journey, which does not have paid character power, will work in tandem to breathe variety into the game, while also reinforcing its core principle, empowering players to experience Sanctuary as they see fit, without paying. We cannot wait for you to explore these systems in the future without having to pay for character power.
I can't tell if you're adding lines or not.
I can't tell if he's what's real or not.
Yeah. See, now they've got
added.
us. Now we're living in a
Only
fever
half
dream.
of those were added in post.
Or are we doing the Abyss Dungeon or the Child Guardians?
Yeah, man. Whatever you want.
Okay.
I mean, this is another quarterly update where it's just like so light on gameplay specifics.
This one, I mean, this
That's
one
because a lot of
probably
gameplay got leaked.
this one probably wasn't going to be gameplay. I feel like the last one should have had more gameplay in it, but the last one actually showed the demo of the game at a convention, so like that's fine.
I guess like we got the live events
Yeah.
as like
The next one if you're following what looks like Maxwell's doing in the background and everything, and like to their site and like the other like leaks going on, it looks like the next quarterly update will be the beta. So like, or like the next quarterly update will show gameplay, because they just told us what the shop's gonna have, right? They just told us what the majority of the paid stuff is going to look like.
Not gonna have power.
Yeah, they just reiterated what. So now, what does a game usually show you after they tell you about the shop nowadays? The game. So
that way you can spend money in that shop.
Yeah. So I think next up is definitely the beta, and I think that also lines up with the game coming out sometime in the middle of next year. It'll either be an alpha or a beta or maybe 2 betas. Hopefully they fucking learn and do like 2 betas. That would be great.
I just hope that they're receptive to feedback throughout the beta in a rapid fashion and are actually like able to turn it around for us. I don't know. It's going to be difficult on the initial beta. There's going to be so much game, I hope.
Yeah. It looks like from the leaks that people got from the friends and family test update, whatever the fuck they named it, is that there's a lot to do in the game already.
So.
Half those people didn't know what an NDA was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, they definitely leaked some of that stuff on purpose.
Also, did they know what blasting is? Because like you can say that there's a lot, but like if you're not a certified blaster, like words, they mean nothing.
Also, I don't expect Diablo 4's first version of beta to have content for me to play even 8 hours a day every day during the beta. I don't expect that. Actually, if I could, that might be a problem. That might be a problem in and of its own. Things can be overwhelming.